Welcome everyone to the Moisky News for July the 24th, 2020. Before we start, the political recap stream that would ordinarily be on today will be tomorrow instead, as I am out fishing, which is a happy coincidence because today part of the subject matter with Brexit will concern fisheries. And yes, I'm intentionally saying it like that. It's a theme on my Twitch stream. At the conclusion of a recent round of Brexit-related talks concerning trade, Michel Barnier has said that the UK and EU trade deal is highly unlikely this year, and has then gone on to criticise the United Kingdom for refusing to compromise over fishing, which is rather interesting, because before, and it is well established, the EU were utterly inflexible when it came to a number of other key areas. But on this one, we have to bend the knee to them, which of course makes us the bad guy, which is quite interesting really, because if anyone remembers the deal negotiated by Theresa May, which made Michel Barnier look like an absolute powerhouse, we did effectively bend over for them. If anyone remembers, the original deal was, we obey their laws, but with no input on how they are implemented, and of course if they are changed, we must comply. Essentially saying, you left in name only, lino, but still essentially being a voiceless member. It is quite interesting to see the lack of flexibility being on our feet for once, considering beforehand it was the other way round because the EU supersedes literally everything. Michel Barnier's position is that a lack of access to the United Kingdom's waters would cause partial destruction to the EU's fishing industry. Well, here's a big shocker for you. Some news fresh off the press. We're leaving, and we take our prime real estate with us. Perhaps you, the EU, should have learnt to be a tad more flexible early on in negotiating, so that you wouldn't now be experiencing what we felt when you beat us over the table with May's deal last year. At a press conference, Michel Barnier said that by its current refusal to commit to conditions of open and fair competition and to a balanced agreement on fisheries, the UK makes a trade agreement at this point unlikely, with Barnier further indicating that there had been no progress at all on the question of ensuring fairness on state aid, saying the time for answers is quickly running out. If we do not reach an agreement on our future partnership, there will be more friction. In a statement yesterday morning, David Frost, the UK chief negotiator, said, when the next round of negotiations begins, there will be not much more than 4 months left until the end of the transition period. Although we will continue energetically to seek an agreement with the EU, we must face the possibility that one will not be reached, and we must therefore continue preparing for all possible scenarios for the end of the transition period at the end of this year. Around the same time of this statement being released, Boris was actually in Scotland. I knew this because there was a hashtag trending. I think it was Boris last tour, and there were pictures of Scottish people flashing their nationalism, unironically while wanting to rejoin the EU, of course, and bashing Boris because Boris be bad, yo. For those that were interested, Boris was in Scotland to support Scottish fishing, something which will thrive post-EU. There are a number of sticking points, not just fisheries, something which the EU themselves have recognised but shown no willingness to alter. One would be the European Court of Justice, and that is because having the European Court of Justice in an agreement between the EU and the UK is considered a non-starter for many. The EU have claimed to indicate some flexibility on this, but they have not embellished on it, and therefore there is no flexibility because of that. There are some red lines, and I think it's right to point them out now. These are Boris's red lines where he will not bend. 1. No role for the European Court of Justice in the UK. 2. The right to determine future UK laws without constraints. And 3. an agreement on fisheries that shows that Brexit makes a real difference compared to the existing situation. Both Boris and David Frost believe it is still possible for an agreement to be reached, possibly by September, but of course it is going to be a push. With this, I'm interested to know what you think, so please do let me know in the comments down below.